Welcome back, Milk and Sock connoisseurs in the chat. We're here and ready to get into our next winners bracket matchup. It is a semi-final, and this is all important for these teams because, as we said in our previous match, if you win this, you are guaranteed a bare minimum of $6,000 American dollars, and that is going to be hot in the pocket of some of these players after this series. And I've got a change of talent on my desk here, so let's bring in a brand new face. I wouldn't say brand new. I think everybody's face is pretty old at this point, but Blue, you're here. You've calmed down after your two series. You've been casting the Chiefs match where they Goomba stomped all over BBR, and then you were going into the Clown Fiesta that was the Direwolves and Immunity series, so now you get to calm down on the desk.
Yeah, I know, and just for everyone at home, I did double check my milk. It is A-okay, it's fine. There's only
it doesn't have any backwash in it?
No, well, that I'm not too sure. I have to empty the whole thing to find out, but look, I'm just going to have to bear with what's there. Yeah,
it's a little bit rough, and unfortunately for Mr. Bluey here, he might have to get himself some brand new milk as we get in towards our Sunday, but we've still got some more matches to get finished here, lads, so let's start talking about this one. This one is also important because I think this is a real big conversation for us to start to talk about the rest of the field outside of the Chiefs. And Hoots, I think this is a good place for us to start talking about Divine Mind. Obviously, this is the first time they've played today, so they might come into this a little bit cold, but these guys have proven to us time and time again they are second in this region, and they want to try and make that gap between them and everybody else as big as possible, pardon me.
Yeah, I think we were just chatting off stream before about our predictions for how this one will go, and there's probably a bit of some varying opinions in terms of what the result could be, but either way, I think the result should knock our socks off. That's right, we actually are wearing them for people in the chat. They're just hard to see.
What did I miss?
Oh, don't worry.
Don't worry about it. There's a whole lot of different memes that are floating around right now on this show, but I let everybody know it did go sock anklets into sockets, just so you guys are aware as we get in towards our next team when we start to talk about this, Blue, because this is a team that I'm excited to see what they can do in a game against Divine Mind, who have proven to us that they are a little bit of a step above for some of these teams, but I think Team Immunity can really start to close that gap, and if they're able to make a bit of damage today, take a few maps here or there, even start to challenge Divine Mind if we get towards a Game 5, then these guys can make a big run for the title.
Yeah, you know, Immunity's had a little bit of a rocky start coming into Halo Infinite. They're a team that a lot of people were predicting straight out the gate would just go absolute boom or bust, and it honestly was a little bit of a bust, but with IM sort of being more comfortable in the game now than what we've seen, they're certainly making their name known, and I think they have a real possibility to vie for that number 2 spot within ANZ.
Yeah, I mean, looking across to some of the stats these guys have been able to put up, it's absolutely big, and I think someone for us to start to talk about a little bit more with this Team Immunity roster, Hoots, is the fact that Benno has been having an insane day today, and I think he even had a really insane day yesterday as well, so I'm really looking to see what he can do in this server today.
Yeah, he's been going massive. That last series we watched before, he was just going crazy, and I'm sure he's a massive reason for some of those big numbers that we saw just on the screen then, because that's pretty surprising actually to see numbers that high for a team who, he's probably ranked around the mid-ish tier of this comp.
Yeah, you say like 3 or 4 for a lot of these guys, I think, yeah. So the fact that they've been able to put up some big numbers in a whole lot of stats as well is always really good. But I think, going into this, a lot of times when we look at a lot of these series, we come in with a bit of power rankings. And obviously, we've got favorites as we look towards this. And I really do feel like that a lot of these maps start to favor these teams a little bit more, these objective-based teams. And I think Team Immunity today have really kind of struggled on some of those matchups, just really trying to find their groove in some of these big kind of objective-based game modes.
With the games that they played today, though, it's completely possible that they might just be in the groove, right? They have had a little bit of a break, now, but that being said, if they do have that momentum and they can keep up the pressure that we've seen in those previous series, then I think they absolutely have the opportunity to really put the hurt on Divine Mind.
And I think, something that we can also touch on as well here, lads, is coming into this, albeit, maybe the Divine Mind lads might not feel it themselves, but this is a good proving ground for them as well, right? Because we talked about them coming into the Super as being our second-ranked team, and we really want to see if they can prove it, because the Chiefs so far, they have been untouched and by and far above everybody else, and we're really looking to see if Divine Mind can be on their heels.
Yeah, so say Divine Mind does come out and stomp Immunity 3-0, like what does that mean for the grand scheme of things? You're right, they are sort of our second-ranked team, but you'd expect Chiefs would probably do away with Immunity 3-0. How can Divine Mind go it, and what kind of nature can they do it in? Can they absolutely stomp them 3-0 and make a real statement?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the question for us as we get into our maps a little bit later on. But I want to start to highlight a few of these players that we've got here from both these teams. Talked about Benno a bit beforehand, but I want to touch on Dante for these guys and rated for Divine Mind as well. Obviously, look across some of these stats right now, and I think it's leaning a little bit more towards rated for this time around here, Blue. But the fact that they're oh so close in a lot of these stronghold caps, they are relatively low in regards to a lot of these other players, but the fact that they've been able to put out some big damage, really looking towards this head-to-head to see how it pans out.
Yeah, Dante is one of those players who I feel, if I can use like a little bit of a like a D&D sort of thing, sometimes he just rolls a nat 20, right? And he just absolutely goes massive. He hits everything. He's all around the map every single time. But then sometimes it's just a 1, baby. And like there's nothing you can do in those scenarios. But he is one of those players that I feel just in those aspects, he can be a little bit stronger when it matters.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be an interesting tale for us to look at both those players in the server and see who really steps up, because I think, we talked about it a lot across a lot of these teams and a lot of these matches so far, albeit a lot of these teams, when we look at them, yes, they do have a main slayer and all that kind of stuff, but it is all about these teams really stepping up. And I think probably a big thing that we've seen so far is maybe Hef is really starting to fall by the wayside here for Team Immunity. So if he comes into this series, picks up his socks a little bit, maybe we might have a bit of a closer series.
Oh, you couldn't help it.
I couldn't resist.
Like I said, that D&D reference over my right over my. I'm like,
you guys are talking about socks, and I'm like,
dude.
what? I
Who's
can't.
literally
wears
esports
socks,
commentators.
though.
You can't be like, oh, sorry guys, D&D's a little bit too far.
I don't get it's just, yeah, anyway.
Okay, businessman.
Come on.
Tomorrow
But-
he's going to come into the tuxedo.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Yeah,
we're all
just
business
you
here, ladies
wait.
and gentlemen.
But no, you're right. Yeah, Hef's like, we were chatting before as well. Some of those one-on-one BR fights he was having, he was whiffing a bit, and it's not the Hef we're used to. That being said, looking just from a pure stats point of view, if we go back to the first few tournaments Immunity played in, he did seem like he certainly was struggling. Although more recently, yeah, we're seeing that BR windmill turn and burn a little bit. But stats-wise, he is putting up better numbers than he was previously. So I think his story is the same as the rest of Immunity. They're just all getting better.
Yeah, and I think, obviously when we look at some of these players who might be falling by the wayside, you also got to compare it to a lot of their teammates as well. Like we talked about Benno today, the fact that he seems like he's woken up on the right side of the bed. I think he had maybe about 8 wheat bigs this morning and got into these Super Series and was able to really start to crush some heads. And I think going into this, these guys are certainly going to be feeling hot, right? And I think on the other side of it, we talk about it quite a lot, right? Coming in hot or cold into a series, and I don't think that's really going to matter all too much to a team like Divine Mind, who are setting their sights on the Chiefs and on the title.
Yeah, they've made it very well known that they are the number 2 team, right? We've said it time and time again on the cast that they're trying to make sure that every team under them knows that, yeah, if you think you're going to touch the Chiefs, you have to go through us first, and we're absolutely making sure that your confidence is down in the gutter before that even happens. They are such a strong roster. They're such confident players as well. I would argue that some of them maybe have a bit of an ego, but it comes across in a good way in their gameplay. You can see how aggressive they are across the board.
I think most players, you kind of have to have this kind of aura of an ego, right? Like you have to have that confidence in and of yourself to be able to get a lot of those challenges going out. We look at somebody like Barker. I wouldn't say that he has an ego, but he has a lot of confidence in the way that he's able to play and the way the team's able to play. And if you're able to bring that in the server, even when we had one of those interviews with Berserk in the Divine Mind highlight that we had a little bit a while ago, he talked about him wanting to have his teammates being so aggressive, making sure that they can make those big plays. And if you play fast against a team like Immunity, I think you can really start to pull a lot of the wind out of their sails.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said with Barcode, don't want to quote directly some of the things he says for fear of getting cancelled. But
Wait, what?
Oh, I can't swear on stream.
Oh, yeah, but it's nothing
Oh,
like...
no, nothing. No. Sorry. Oh, yeah, Barcode, closet racist. Shocking bloke.
Oh, my God.
Joking. Barcode, great guy. But no, you just got to be careful. Go.
All right, let's talk about something completely different here. I want to talk about the maps. Let's get into this so we can get Hooters off this couch so we can make sure he keeps his job for tomorrow. So looking at this, it is going to be the same map pool that we had in our winners semi-finals from our previous series, starting out with CTF Bazaar. That will be a really good gauge for me, Bluey, looking at these two teams to see whether or not Team Immunity are able to corral around a lot of their in-game leaders, really trying to make sure that they can get these slays going, get that overslaying going so they can pull a lot of flags.
It's the same thing that we were talking about in the Chiefs game, because Chiefs are so dominant on CTF Bazaar. Like they always are. They're always making these massive plays. And Divine Mind do the same thing. They're very, very controlled. They're very confident on this map overall. They have such confidence and experience in playing this map, which I don't think a lot of the teams under them have the same kind of caliber.
Yeah, and I think, even as we look a little bit deeper into that series, I think we might start getting a bit towards Immunity's, kind of home ground, or even, favorite places that they've been across their series in the Super so far. I think they've really had to fight tooth and nail for a lot of their series victories, and this might be a little bit of a harder fought battle for them. But I really hope that we start getting a bit more deeper into this. Before we start jumping into this map, Hoots, predictions for this series. I want maps.
You want me to talk again? I'm all good.
Yeah, you're okay.
You've got the check, mate.
You're only going to say numbers, it's fine.
Okay. Well, just give me an inch, I'll take them off. I'm going to say Divine Mind 3-1.
3-1. Okay, what about you?
No,
Blue?
3-0.
3-0. Oh,
Yep.
all right.
A 3-0? Nah. I reckon at least a 3-1. I think Immunity has it in them at this point to at least take a map. But then again, I'm also there's a part of me that's hoping I'm pleasantly surprised and we go to a game 5.
You reckon they might roll a 10 or something? Does that make sense?
Oh, Hoots, unfortunately, you missed that reference completely, mate. It's perfectly fine because we got some mates to be able to take you off the air for now. So let's see it with our casters for this series between Divine Mind and Immunity. We've got Immaniac and SSJ4 to take you guys through all the action.
Milk, Socks, and D&D. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ANZ Halo. Welcome to the broadcast if you're just joining us. It's been mayhem over here. Justin, please get us back on track.
Mate, it is after dark here. It's getting a little bit juicy, isn't it? And speaking of juicy, this next series, we have Divine Minds, and I've talked about it before. They have their eyes set on the #1 spot. But Immunity, they've been clenching and clutching up all day today, and we'll have to see if they can do it again, launching things off with Beaston straight through the double doors, Josh.
Beaston, no fear, charging straight for that OS, the COD Pro turned Halo Infinite Pro. Here he is, getting the first OS on the map, and he's going to take the in-game leader of Team Immunity down off the rip. He takes Hef and then follows up with the perfect shots on Dante, and that is one hell of a way to start a game. He takes on Voltage, and that's going to be his second perfect out of 3 kills we've seen. Just a textbook start here for Beaston.
Yeah, Beaston toggling on that aimbot, just doing so much damage. Yet another one for him, and coming through with that grapple, just so aggressive. And listen, he does drop there, but with that confidence, that wind behind your sails, you know, sometimes you can make those more bold plays. No flags on the move just yet. Immunity looks like they've been able to reset that one. We have Voltage making his way through the market, not stopping to grab any fruit and veg. He's got his eyes on the prize, catches Beaston, one shot there. Another play, they're not able to get the trade, Josh, and they're all in the respawn screen.
What an aggressive start there from Divine Mind. Team Immunity didn't know up from down there for a moment. Finally able to regain and recompose and get some kind of control over the middle of the map. However, you've got Divine Mind once again on the assault. Flex range here, giving the smack to one of these players. It's going to be cleaned up there by, I believe that was Beaston. Dante answering back for Team Immunity. Now things slowing down just a little bit as Dante, with that grapple, he's made his way all the way into the Divine Mind base.
He has a look at that tasty little stick as he gets the kill from the grave. Berserk wisely backing down there. But look, you can just see Berserk is just so ready to get this game moving. He's peeking out one shot, trying to get some shots going. Swapping over to Beaston, he has dropped down as well. Now with Raiden, he's got that tasty phase skin there. Hef doing what he can to stay alive, and the help comes from Voltage. That's what Immunity does, right? They have each other's back the entire time, and they've got a fresh OS, Josh.
They've been able to slow down this assault here by Divine Mind, and as you mentioned, Dante does have that OS. It is now gone, but not before they're able to take down 2 players of Divine Mind and go forward. 3 down right now. The flag is pulled, and Dante, he's going to be extending back over into his cafe. He expects the player in alley. He might spot it behind him. He doesn't. Beaston's down low, but there's actually another one who's made his way into the base. I couldn't see who that was. Meanwhile, Flex Range is up in the Team Immunity tree as well. Going to be shutting down that player on the defense. 3 players from a Team Immunity are shut down. That only leaves Benno, the only one left alive. That flag has now been returned. All things settled on the map. As I say that, Benno going in for yet another pull here for Team Immunity.
Yeah, and pulling it towards Raided. Benno with so much confidence is like, mate, you want to stop this flag? Come and meet me with it. And now he's getting it on the move. Beaston on their side of that. And there's Raided to shut down that flag run. And switching over to him, he's trying to put some shots down onto Dante. But here comes the flood of Divine Mind. This aggression that they keep talking about. Voltage with a nice little strafe there, but not able to secure the kill. Double kill for Flex with those rockets. And Berserk poised to start a flag run.
He's in there, but you've got Hef there being a nuisance in the tree. Just trying to stall this push until the spawners come out. Hef's also got the Bulldog. He might single-handedly stop this push, and he
Come on,
will
you
get
can
into
do it, Hef, you can do it!
It was actually pretty patient of him to stop there, and it was actually going to be Voltage who comes in to clean it up. I like that. Look, you could look at that little play there two ways. You could say he was a little bit scared to attack, but then again, you could also say, hey, he was just playing it smart. He knew the spawners were coming. He didn't want to lose the Bulldog. He didn't want to drop down and risk a back smack or a double smack to his face.
Listen, we know exactly what he was doing. He was milking. Speaking of Hef, with that overshield fresh off the rip, straight into the double doors with some aggression. Berserk, he likes a ninja, hasn't landed one just yet. I love that nade placement there, trying to clean up that kill, but Hef, he doesn't want to let that player get away. And I say that he 180s and turns around. That flag is out there, bottom mid, so they need to get that return. So many nades coming in to clean up Hef here. He's in big trouble. Look how much his shields are flashing.
That was no less than 4 grenades that just hit Hef, and it just goes to show how good the comms must be from Divine Mind to all of those nades hit him at once. He's got the call out for Berserk, who's going to be up here in lockers. He's in the corner. One shot. Misses the smack. No way, Berserk! No shield. Gives Hef the smack. Sit down, son. Completely stops that and able to get an amazing trade. That was painful to watch for Hef.
It really was. You hate to see it. Oh my gosh. And now jumping on board with Beaston, and he's able to secure a kill and launches himself into his own grenade that he just dropped off behind him. Now with Dante here, we've seen him perform so well over the course of the last couple of days. Flex Rain's hiding in the corner, in the naughty corner, but we can see just how naughty he is by taking down that player that was sniffing him out.
Flex going 11 and 10, only 1 assist. Meanwhile, Raided 8 and 10 with 8 assists. All of Divine Mind picking up quite a handful of kills right here. You can see another one there for Beaston as Voltage goes down. Team Immunity, though, they have 3 alive. Divine Mind 3 down. Flex Rains was the only one alive there for a second, and Hef cleans him up. All 4 alive for Team Immunity. They should be on the assault here, waiting for this next round of spawns. If they can clear that out, they might set themselves up with an opportunity here. We're coming up to that 6-minute mark, though, Justin, and we're going to have both the OS and the Rockets coming up, and it's Team Immunity with map control right now after Benno got that solid double kill.
Yeah, we saw the kill feed there, and I believe it might have even been a triple kill. So a lot of dead bodies on the side of Divine Mind. And looking at the kills department, Team Immunity are currently out slaying Divine Mind, and we know that Divine Mind is a very aggressive squad, and Team Immunity have just stepped up to the plate and said, boys, you want to see aggressive? You ain't seeing nothing.
We've got this flag pulled here for Team Immunity now. Raider was down, spotting one in the alley. It's going to be Flex Rain's death from above here with the perfect shots coming in from Voltage. He's been able to help set this up. He's been vital. At first was with those rockets. Now he's been able to hold the rocket tower. The flag's pulled all the way out. He might even get a run with his flag as well. Right above him, you are going to find one. That's Berserk. He trades out as Hef keeps the dream alive for Immunity with this flag still running through doubles. I'm looking on the map. I don't see anyone who's going to be there able to stop it. Immunity teaming up to outslay Divine Mind here. The flag is stalled at doubles, but with this double kill, make it almost triple. Oh, just missed there by Benno. This flag is going to make it all the way in, and Dante for Team Immunity are going to get the first cap on the board here in this game.
This has been just absolute anarchy. Both teams so scrappy. I mean, we're all well over halfway through the game before he's seen one flag go in. They're just going at each other, trying to outslay one another. And we see Dante here. He can't even pop his head out without copping a few BR bursts for his trouble. Now back with Benno, putting up big numbers, just like he has the entire day. 15 kills with 11 assists. So much kill participation for Benno currently. Berserk running across bottom mid there, not even paying Benno at any time at all. It just went straight past him. And you know what? I'm very surprised just how slay heavy Team Immunity is right now. And usually see they're very efficient with their objective play, but they seem to just be, showing how much of a Monster Slayer team they can be.
Running and gunning at the moment, Team Immunity, they'll take advantage of it with that first cap on the board as well. 45 seconds for that next rocket to come up. Keep an eye out for that. Meanwhile, Benno, another double kill here for the squad. He is going to be dropped. Dante and Voltage alive for Team Immunity right now. We're on with Beaston as they've got mid-map control, but you do see Dante poking out there from lockers. That was going to be the perfect rebound nade, and Beaston knows he connected. He goes in with the grapple, but he is going to be shut down by one player there in Cafe over with Raiden. He gets Hef as well. Dante and Hef both down. 15 seconds for those rockets. Watch for them coming up.
They're coming up very soon, but Raider grabbing that Bulldog off the rack there. So he's going to have a lot of ammo, a lot of shells in his back pocket. It'll be interesting to see if he drops it and keeps his BR for those rockets just poised, holding down this corner of the map. No one's touching him. Usually Immunity is all over the power weapons and power-ups, but they kind of just let him get away with it for free in man.
Flag's moving, but the rockets could be trained on him. 3, 2, 1, bang! He actually didn't get the kill with that. How did that player stay alive? The flag is still out. Voltage manages to stay alive. It's harder than you think to kill a dinosaur, and then he comes back. He's going to be taking the kill there on Beeston as well. He's still up. Flex Ryan's finally has his number. Dante giving him the business here, as that flag was still going to be moving here, and this should be another cap here on the board for Team Immunity.
2 on the board for Team Immunity. 2 minutes left. Divine Mind struggling a little bit. Speaking of struggling, Berserk having a really rough game, going 8-21 currently. We'll have to see if he can pull things together and bring themselves back. They can't waste any more time. They've only got 2 minutes to go, and they're down 2 flags currently. Benno. Reversal double kill for him. Just more kills for his stat line. And here he is grabbing that overshield, and I bet you he's going to get super aggressive with this one as he does. He's just going straight in there. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, jumping in there, finds himself Berserk. Berserk doing everything he can to stay alive. The assist does come in, and Benno, Monster Slayer, Monster Flag Runner, he can do it all. It's on the move. This could be 3-0 in this game, man.
Benno all round, just a monster. He's doing everything. He's got the kills. He's got the flag moving, and we might have another cap on the board if Immunity can keep this going. There is going to be a player right in front. That's Berserk on for the triple. He got a double before falling there. This flag might be stopped. Keep an eye on Flex Reigns, who's able to make a run with the flag. He's being sneaky.
He's sneaky.
Running it through the alley. If he makes this with 1:10 left, this could be the magical comeback from Divine Mind. However, Immunity still have their flag running as well. Flex Range drops the flag. He's got it all the way to the home goal. He's going to push out and try and get some damage dealt. He knows he's 2 men down. He needed to go back to make sure he can keep that flag alive. You've got Benno up in your base. Benno, if he can stay alive, it's going to be massive right here. He does fall. We've got a bit of a stalemate here with both flags out at the moment. Dante trying to go over there and keep the flag alive for Team Immunity. Berserk, he's battling down bottom mid. Hef's got him in the end. 30 seconds left. It's still 2-0. This is such intense gameplay. We've got Ali versus Frazier here on HCS ANZ Super between Team Immunity and Divine Mind, and it's just round 1. 2-0 here in this capture the flag.
And it does look like Immunity is going to take game 1. So everyone that was predicting a swift 3-0 in favor of Divine Mind, I hope you're pleasantly surprised, because Team Immunity, the GOATs of ANZ, they're here to play in, man.
Berserk, you can give the smack all you want, son, but you don't have the result. 2-0. Immunity coming out on top there. What a surprise here, ladies and gentlemen. What a surprise. Divine Mind coming out with what seems to be a little bit of a cold start here, Justin.
It was very cold start. But, you know, Zerk, he had a rough game, that one. And Immunity in his head. They're living there rent-free currently. And that's what they need to get back into this game. They can't have a man down tilted like that. He needs to pull up the old bootstraps and get into this game. And Immunity, you know what they were doing. Usually they're pretty respectful and they focus on the game, but they're shooting and smacking bodies left and right to get in the heads of the very hot-headed Divine Mind crew, and they're able to put away 1 map so far. But Benno, once again, man, we're always talking about Benno or Barcode, but almost 7,500 damage for Benno, head and shoulders above everyone else.
Benno, the GOAT, he's living rent-free in my head right now, looking pretty dreamy. 27 and 15 here with 15 assists. He got a trip while he was at it, 6 double kills, killing spree, reversals. He's doing it all. He's moving the flag. He got 4 steals in that as well, plus a cap. Benno doing it all for the Immunity squad.
Yeah, they're so hot. And so far the last couple of days, they've really shown that they can clutch up when it matters. But now they're like, okay, now that you've seen the Clutch Kings, we're going to show you the Steamroll Kings, and they're going to flatten everyone that's in their way.
Indeed, they are. They're just steamrolling off the start. But look, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I mean, I'm excited. I'm getting hot on the collar once again. But I have to say, Justin, on paper, Divine Mind still the stronger squad, and we're yet to see what they've really got. We've seen what a slow start can be. The Chiefs in their game 1 had a slow start. Yes, obviously, they came back to win. I feel like this is Divine Mind with their slow start, just taking a little bit longer, i.e. a map, perhaps, to warm up.
Yeah, and you know what? 100% agree. We're really gushing over team immunity. Sorry, we can't help ourselves sometimes. But Divine Mind,
I'm watching myself on this floor, to be honest.
They are,
Mop,
on
clean
paper,
up, Island Maniac.
the better team. And Team Immunity, they've had so many amazing games so far today that they've been able to carry all of that practice and that momentum into this series. And maybe Divine Mind, they're being taken aback by just how good Immunity is. Maybe a little bit of underestimation there, and that's where the tilt might be coming from. But this series ain't over just yet. Slow, maybe a false start a little bit, and I'll just have to see if they can warm the engines up a little bit.
We'll have to wait and see, guys. Immunity, of course, as we all know, if you're a fan of the ANZ region for Halo, these guys with such a long history, they've been dominant for so long. There needs to be something said here about how Immunity, I mean, back with our colleagues on the couch over here, they were talking about Immunity being mid-team tier. When have you ever heard that about Immunity? We're talking about the GOAT squad. We're talking about Benno, Hef, Voltage, and the addition of one of the old heads, Dante, as well, mid-team. Surely there's something going through their heads right now. They have a lot to prove, and I haven't said that about Immunity in a long time.
It's interesting that you bring that up. Something to prove, and they've done it all for this region. They established a dynasty. They've qualified to travel overseas and represent the country admirably many times. And yet, with this new game, and when they could probably hang up the controller and hang their heads high about everything that they've done in the region, now they're back and saying, hey boys, we ain't done just yet. We may be fossils, but we're not ready for the museum.
We'll dust them off because they're going to get ripping into round or map number 2 here up against Divine Mind. Guys and gals in the chat, let us know, who are you backing in this one? It's hard to call for us right here from where we're standing. Immunity versus Divine Mind. Guys, this is the winners semi-final of the HCS ANZ Super. Need I remind you, they're playing for the lion's share of $50,000 US. That translates to close to 80,000 Australian dollars. The largest prize pool by far we've had here in Australian Halo history. And I tell you what, one thing I'll tell you, Justin, I know these guys well enough. Yeah, of course they want the paycheck, but they don't give a damn. They just want to be the best, and that's what I admire about these guys. We saw the camaraderie in their sportsmanship a little earlier with the controversy we've had with Team Immunity. We know they want to be the best, and you can see the passion that comes through in their gameplay. I love to see it. It gets me hot under the collar. This is what I live for, and I'm sure that's what we all live for here as Team Immunity and Divine Mind doing what they can here in this Slayer. 7 kills to 4 with Divine Mind off to a great start.
Speaking of hot under the collar, Beeson making me blush, Josh, going 5-0 right now. Not able to secure the Caster's Curse. I'm very sorry about that one, Beeson. But Divine Mind coming out hot out of the gate. I think they're a little bit, their jimmies are rustled in, man. They are not happy. They want to bounce things back. Here comes Benno, though, to shut down Raided. And the scoreline is completely tied up, 9-9, 10-10. They just keep trading things out. And looking at the scoreline, I was about to say that Hef yet to get a kill, but he does grab one. The Caster's Curse working in reverse that time. Dante backed off by Berserk there. And 12-12, they're completely tied up.
Just look for this game to go back and forth between these two monsters. Beeston's got one. Benno, he goes down. You've got Dante just managing to stay alive, running away from the sizzle stick that was thrown at him. You see Voltage even things up here. 13 apiece as we've still got 10 minutes of gameplay. Something tells me we're not going to get that far. Of course, that new camo up, and with Dante getting that kill on Beast, and he's not going to be contested for it. Assisting Benno there to pick up the kill. Now he does drop with the camo, which is unfortunate, but he did the work. He was able to help not only trade out, but get a kill of his own as well. Flex Reigns goes down, and now you've got Immunity in front. Something tells me we're just going to be going back and forth here throughout this game. Guys, I cannot wait to see how this is going to unfold. I'm just waiting for one of these teams to try and get some kind of gap here, and here it might be. Flex Reigns picking up 2 to regain the lead back off Team Immunity. Beasting gets another one, and finally we've got a 2-kill gap.
A 2-kill gap, that's the biggest gap we've had off the rip
Miles!
so far. Miles, it's absolutely enormous. That's a steak dinner in our books so far this game. Rated, sniffing out Dante. They're putting another one on the board. Their Divine Mind's team shot is really starting to get into sync. Rated bouncing between another double kill for Flex Reigns in the kill feed just there. And Rated going into collapse onto those players. Maybe looking for a bit of a gun down there on the floor. Not able to scoop anything up. But the Divine Mind guys, they're starting to eke out a little bit of a lead. It's 5 kills the difference now in men.
I cannot believe what I am seeing here. After that start, we've now got 25-20 here. It was 25-19 until Dante got a kill. Divine Mind, they just were able to get a breath of air there and keeping the momentum going. And I think it was big thanks to Flex. He picked up 2 double kills throughout this game already, and he's got a couple of assists to his name as well. Rated, he's even money 4-4, but he's got those 6, now 7 assists as he's helping out his team. Flex Reigns picks up another one on Dante. We are, of course, on with Voltage as he tries to take down one. Unfortunately, he falls, and ladies and gentlemen, it's 31-23 as we're finally starting to see Divine Mind walk away a little bit. They're looking back at Team Immunity while they take another step forward. They need to answer back against the previous map's loss. Divine Mind coming in as the favourites here into this series. They call themselves the number 2 squad, and in the interview with Berserk, we know they said, or excuse me, it might have been Flex, the only team that can beat Divine Minds, actually it was Chiefs who were saying they're the only ones that can beat themselves. Divine Minds say that they're second. However, Team Immunity doing what they can to prove that wrong. I'm getting lost here in the mayhem here, Justin, with Divine Mind and Team Immunity putting on such a show. Benno, he's got the camo and the heat wave, gets the double killing spree as well.
He finds double kills everywhere, doesn't he, Josh?
There might be a change in the air here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if there is. We've got 4 players from Divine Mind stuck in the corner. Flex down low, Benno pushing forward. Sneaky Beaver gets the shots out, picks up 1. He's going to be hunting down Berserk, who might come back up here into the blue base, stuck in the corner. The collapse comes in. Rated goes down as well. Flex is going to challenge. Wow. He gets smacked. Immunity collapsing here on the Divine Mind squad. And now they're only 4 behind, Justin.
That's 1 round of slaves, which is basically nothing with how these boys are playing currently. Looking at the stack lines, Flex Reigns doing everything that he can for his squad, holding Immunity at bay. 6 kills the difference currently. Flex Reigns putting another one on the board, raining on Immunity's parade, just flexing on them, putting shots over onto Dante. De-scoped a little bit. Now he's got those sizzle sticks. Time to set up the snag stand over at Bunnings and throw some out. Here is of Hef. He's chased him down, backed him off a little bit, and Flex doing so well. He's just so hyper aggressive on all of these plays. He wants to make a statement to these Immunity boys, Josh.
45-38. We're on the final stretch here of this sprint. Can Team Immunity put out a foot and trip Divine Mind at the line? They may just do it. 47-40 though. Flex Reigns, he goes down, but another kill picked up here by Beast, and he's got another one. Voltage is 1 shot up top. Voltage actually takes down Berserk. Dante picks up another. 48-43. There is hope. Immunity holding on just by the skin of their teeth. No shield here for Raiden. He falls as well. Team Immunity can get the comeback here. It might just be done. Things slow down for a moment as both teams just try and they lick their thumb and put a finger in the air, trying to sense where the breeze is coming from. 48-45. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Dante, he runs away. Flex, while he's distracted, he may be taken down. He does. 49-47. 1 kill required for Divine Mind. Dante falls. Divine Mind, they do snatch it up in the end, but wow. What a game. 50-47 there. Oh my gosh! What a game. I'm losing it.
I was lost for words. So I was glad you were there to pick things up.
I can't believe
my
what we're
jaw
seeing.
and beard was just collapsed onto the floor watching that. And I was like, Divine Mind, please don't let Immunity do that to them. And have a look at the stat line. Unfortunately, Hef struggled a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Just a little bit there, as we might have seen. But wow, what a game, guys. I can't believe it. Both teams putting on a show, 50-47. But what about the collapse there? We saw Divine Mind ahead by at least 10. I know there was a double-digit lead there for a little bit. They opened it up about halfway through the game. But Immunity just brought it all together at the end and almost had that magical comeback.
It was just unbelievable, right? Immunity almost clutched it up once again, and Divine Minds, they only needed a couple of kills, and they really did bring it back, as you say, Josh. And, you know, what a nail-biter in the end. And what's strange is that you saw Hef, and he only managed to get 2 kills that entire game, but they pushed Divine Mind all the way to the end. It was only a handful of kills in the end, and what happens if, you know, Hef brushes off that game and then bounces back and, you know, wants to prove that he is one of the best in the region as well and puts on a monster performance next game? Is Divine Mind going to be able to handle that?
Yeah, I think we might have been hearing that Hef might have had some problems throughout that game. So we'll have to get an update from that. We'll see what happens. Or maybe he just got a whole lot of assists.
Listen, the problems that he was having was the Divine Mind was just slapping him around. I mean, they were pretty strong. And we saw Flex there. The only thing more beautiful than his face is his BR shot, Josh. Let's be honest.
I don't know. Even then. But I'll tell you what, we've got a hell of a series ahead of us, guys. We're 1-1 here in this best of 5. It's the winners semis as we're trying to decide who's going to go into the winners bracket final, who's going to have what it takes to go up against Chiefs up there in the pinnacle of the winners bracket, which we'll be seeing maybe, definitely a little later on in this tournament. I can't pick it at this stage. Something we did discuss going into, I think it was the tail end of map 1. We were saying that Divine Mind, don't rule them out after that nice victory on the CTF Bazaar for Immunity. They may have just needed a little bit more to get going, right? To start that engine up. Now, they did get the win on map number 2. But what I found most interesting, right, is I thought, okay, if Divine Mind really rev up and keep going, they're just going to run away with it. But that's not really what we saw. We saw them get a healthy lead, but then Immunity, despite Hef choking on his own sticks, they came back in a massive way and only lost by 3. Now going here into the oddball on live fire, can Immunity come back? I think there's a real possibility that they possibly could.
They could, and hopefully Divine Mind will be ready for them. We've got a series on our hands, everybody. 1-1 in this best of 5. Winners semi. Lots of dollary dues on the line. We are on board with Rated from Divine Mind. That ball just sitting down there, ready to be scooped up. They might get some early points onto the board. He's throwing it bottom in their nose, passing it off to his teammate like a baton in a rally race, tripping up on myself a little bit there. And Divine Mind putting some points on the board early. And Beaston, he's got that heat wave and that camo. Usually we see Immunity with all of those camos, but Divine Mind making sure that they utilize everything on the map.
Have you noticed that this is 3 from 3 maps where Beaston has just torn Immunity a new one off the rip? I think we're about a minute in, and he's already on a killing spree. He has camo and the heat wave as well. Beaston is a beast. I'm telling you, as he's going huge, he gets an assist. He knows there's another player there. You know how he knows? Because he can sniff him out, Justin.
He can smell the fear, and he's going in. And yeah, he started off the previous game with a killing spree as well. Currently 5-0, and he's getting down and dirty in the underground of the map just there, and he's helping out his teammate here. The Immunity boys trying to push them back, but Beaston coming in, putting his body on the line. Finally, the Killjoy comes in. Benno with yet another double kill. He just racks them up. I swear he gets more double kills than singles, Josh.
I think so as well. He's going to be going down, though. Unfortunately, Voltage following suit. You've got Hef there, 4-4 off the rip. Divine Mind, though, a fantastic start. 2 players, both Rated and Beaston, with 5 kills apiece here in the start of this oddball. Team Immunity yet to get a point on the board just yet, but of course, early days. Rated picking up the kill there on Hef. Now this ball in the hands of Beaston. They're set up over on B. Nice little spot. The camo's up, and that's what Team Immunity has focused on. Very wisely, I would say. I'm not too sure if they're able to get away with it. In fact, looks like they have. Dante, mid-map with this camo, ball reset. Let's see what he can do with it. I didn't want him to challenge there. Didn't want him to challenge. However, he got away with it, so I guess it was lucky for him in the end. Justin might have been the right move. However, he does go down. He does finally there with that player with the Heatwave, which was rated, trading back and forth. Very scrappy game we've got on our hands.
And it has been scrappy, and I think it's just both teams feeling that pressure, feeling the hype. And going at each other. We did just see on screen that sniper rifle is going to be spawning up momentarily, and Beaston using all of his movement here. His 2v1 situation there. Now another killing spree for Benno, just adding so many medals to his armory, and now he's got that heat wave as well. And you see all of these players coming in from Divine Mind. Benno's there to take him out. Double kills there if he wants it, but no, he is shut down. Divine Minds, they've got a fragile lead at the moment, Josh, but really it's been so hectic that neither team has been able to get a lot of ball time.
With 2 players down for Divine Mind and no one in position to challenge right now, we've got a few free points that are going to be racked up by Voltage. You're going to have Hef there trying to do what he can. Benno as well. Benno goes down. Dante follows suit. Voltage, he needs to throw the ball and just try and get some damage dealt. Unfortunately, doesn't spot the player who jumped up behind him. He will be cleaned up. Beaston going through the big door. And as you can see here, Divine Mind have a fantastic setup. Beaston coming out of big door. There was one at scoreboard, a player in the back of the garage. Well set up here. There is a player right below Beaston, but throughout all of this, they've been able to rack up a lot of points. Team Immunity, they do collapse over on B, and as you can see, they actually broke that setup fairly fast.
They did, but here comes Beaston. It's like, boys, you broke the setup, but here I am, like an Avenger. I'm coming in to take care of you, taking out 2 players that broke that setup. That ball does get scooped up by Berserk, and he's ready to play it if he needs to, and he's racking up some points onto the board. Very objective-minded right now. You can see he's just watching all of these flanks. Doesn't want to hesitate throwing that one out. He does play the ball, so that's going to respawn down bottom mid of the map once again. Immunity trailing by a little bit, but nothing impossible just yet. Hef scooping up that ball, trying to get some damage down on the map at the same time. Going out to Chal, no shields, but he gets shut down. Flipping over to Benno, Caster's Curse, he goes down right away. And here's Berserk and Beaston working together. Will they be able to get the kills? And they do. Both of them managed to stay alive in that situation. Buddy system working very well for them, Josh.
Indeed it is. Dante was the only one left alive, and you saw Team Immunity go 4 down, allowing Benno. All right, we might have a problem here, ladies and gentlemen. Not too sure what's going on. Players are standing still, so something has got... there we go. We've got a disconnect. Dante is gone. That is unfortunate. 75
was about 70-ish to 19 currently.
I saw it 75-19. They might have picked up a couple of points, so we might be seeing a reset. We're just going to wait on word from the admins, guys, but yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen from here. We are going to see an end of the game. So 70 to 75, somewhere in there to 19 is what we saw. Up until that point, Divine Mind, though, Justin, looking very strong.
They look very strong and composed. Like, it was very frantic off the rip, very aggressive, but they started to get some better setups and stringing together longer batches of ball time, and we're starting to extend that lead out a little bit. Yes, you had that lag out, it just happened, but they were still approximately 50 points up before that hit, and they only needed a few more to take out that round. So definitely, you know, advantage Divine Mind at this point, I would say.
Yeah, definitely, even if it's just by the scoreline. I'm going to just go on the lower end and say it was 70 to 19, Divine Mind in front. One thing to take away for me from that is, despite that score deficit, it was only round 1, and also both teams kind of looking a little bit shaky. The only player that I really saw that was a clear standout for me was Beaston, where for Divine Mind, he was just crushing and super consistent as well. It's been all 3 maps. He's just had a lightning bolt start straight away, shocks the hell out of Team Immunity, got a killing spree off the rip. Now Benno's just taken faces as well for Team Immunity. He gets more double kills, as you said. Call him Thanos. He snaps his fingers and half of them disappear. That's what happens with this guy, with the amount of double kills he gets. It's fantastic to see. However, it wasn't enough. The points were going to Divine Mind.
Yeah, and getting a double kill. The thing about getting picks within Halo is that it creates opportunities. And if you have Benno that's going in and double kill after double kill after double kill, that's creating opportunities for your team to go on runs. And even though Benno was getting more double kills and creating those opportunities, wasn't translating to many points. Divine Mind seemed a little bit more objective efficient that time around.
We've had a lot of thoughts about this game and about this series so far. I want to bring the boys back in over on the couches.
The boys.
Gents, what do you reckon? Because, I mean, it's hard to tell from over here. We see that Divine Mind were really starting to hit their groove there, particularly in that oddball. They won map number 2, now going into the 3rd. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think certainly a big thing that we touched on in that Slayer is the fact that if Hef, unfortunately, you know, as you guys did say, maybe there was some network issues with Hef there in that second map, that maybe if he was able to get a little bit higher up in the kill feed, then maybe that might have been a pretty simple one for Immunity. But I think at the end of the day, Immunity, to me, certainly feel like they might be on top of Divine Mind for this series.
Yeah, I mean, he did have 12 assists in that Slayer game, so, you know, he was doing his part in some respect. Whether it was issues with his connection or something like that, who knows, but he did go off in the game before. So he was really performing really well. So, you know, maybe there were some issues there, or maybe he just couldn't get the final finish on those shots. You know, 12 assists shows you're doing damage. And his damage given in that stat line in that second game wasn't horrific.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it was
I mean,
pretty
he was
bad.
like just below rated.
okay.
Like,
No, sorry.
he was like 300 damage below what rated was.
It was still like 2.5k compared to the,
Bluey has high
the rest of
standards.
Yeah,
his
but
team.
like if you're saying the same thing to Hef, then you have to say the same thing to Rated in that map.
Well, yeah, I will.
You can tell it's getting
Okay,
late.
then.
We hate
There
each
you
other,
go.
right? Like, it's
But
just
in,
getting
but
really...
in terms,
I
if-
love you, Hooters.
But
Hate
in
all you
terms, if you're 2 and 14 in a situation like that, like yeah, sure he has 12 assists, but that's still 14 deaths. I'm pretty sure that was the most deaths on his team for that particular game. Like,
Would you say
can't-
that to his face on land?
Yeah.
Nice.
Why not?
His dad.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
How much can he clean?
He's been
Do
putting
we
some
know?
time in the strong room.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
who knows? That's a real interesting question. But lads, I guess, you know, before we, you know, start getting back into the series, I want everyone to set their attention here on this beautiful little thing that's in the middle. No, it's not Josh Eamon. It is actually
I thought you
this
pointed at
beautiful
me.
trophy that we've got right here. This
I'm in
is
the middle.
No, I'm trying to do a cool thing
Not
for the
always
trophy,
about
guys.
you, Hooters. We're trying to talk about the trophy.
Yeah, stop trying to get us derailed here. We're trying to have some cool segments here. But this
Not
is
again.
actually the trophy that these guys are going to be playing for as well. This is the ANZ HCS Super for 2022 trophy. This thing is gorgeous, by the way. We were having a look at this bad boy when we rocked up into the studio. It is absolutely insane. Really wish we were actually able to get ourselves a bit
Got
of a
some
close-up
weight,
on
It's
it.
heavy.
It
It's
is
real
actually heavy. When I sat down, I thought, you know, maybe this might be a bit of a paperweight for us to throw around, but it has some noise about it. And I think Hooters, you're very close to losing your job at this point. Anyway, and if you break that trophy, I guarantee
It's
you.
the first trophy I've ever lifted in my life, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at this point, it is good for us to look at this, right, boys, because the fact that these guys are playing for this, and maybe at the end of the day, we can have like a trophy lift or something. Maybe we can have you guys over there do a trophy lift or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if we deserve it. That's definitely... maybe. I think that the lifter over there is Bluey, right?
Yeah,
He's
I was
talking
going to
about
say.
Jeez, he's talking about cleans and stuff. Bloody hell. Maybe.
I don't
But
look
no.
it, but trust me, I can pull. Trust me.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can.
I'm sure you
I'm
can.
sure you can
A
pull.
lot of experience, I'm sure, Bluey. That trophy, though, acts as a passport, did you know, gents? Over to the next major event.
Yeah, it
as
is. It's
well.
like a key to the front door, I think.
It is. It's massive. And obviously, all of these teams fighting for it. Maybe one of these teams here. Look, it's hard to say, though. 53 to 19 is what I'm hearing in the ear. Is that correct? So that's going to be the score we're going to be picking things up from as we get back into this game. But I'm keen to know. Luke, you've been talking to all of the guys about predictions.
no,
are we going to
not
be?
this
Are we?
again.
I want to know. Is there who's? Because Divine Mind were the clear winners. I think Bluey might have said. I think both might have said 3-0 or 3-1.
I said 3-0, so I
He
was
said
wrong off the first
3-0.
game.
Louis said
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah. So Bluey's still in.
Let me consult my wonderful Nerf mangler here, and let's see what it says. There was a bullet in that. I didn't realize there was a bullet.
We were meant to
3-2.
confiscate all the bullets off him, but he's found one.
Gun safety, ladies and gentlemen. We do not practice it here.
No,
3-2
not at
to
all.
immunity.
Luke's the reason why we don't have guns anymore.
I mean, that's the reason why we had to turn the mangler into an actual nerfed mangler here. So maybe this is what we see here in Season 2,
Do
ladies
notice
and
it's
gentlemen.
only got one clip.
That's unfortunate.
Is that
we need more.
Is
We
that
definitely- we
is
definitely-
that a small joke? Is that a small gun joke?
I think
No,
it was. I think it was.
No,
he was
no,
criticizing.
no,
the
you
size
missed
of the
it. Went
clip.
over
It's
your head.
fine.
Criticise the
Guys,
size of
what
your
I've
gun.
always been told, it's not the size of the weapon, it's about how you use it. I know you guys
So-
can use your voices extremely well, so let's get
And I
back into this
noticed-
game, boys.
You shot it early. But we're going to be moving on into back into the game here. I hope it's sillier. The time is silly o'clock here as we get into the game once again. As a reminder, guys, we unfortunately had a DC. Dante lost his internet connection, and we're going to be getting back into the game now. Picking it up with Beeson off the bat. As a reminder, Immunity need 81 points. Divine Mind need 47. 81 and 47 is what we're going to be needing from both sides. Justin.
Just for the first round, by the way.
Putting this, yeah, just for the first round. Let's not make the blue error, but just the first round here.
And yeah, just that first round, so it'll get a little bit more clear, not as confusing after this one. And we are on board with Benno currently, as he does get dropped, no shields, bottom mid, then cleaned up by Raided, the call out coming through, and the Divine Mind Boys buddy system going through. Berserk able to find himself one, and Raided looking for more, but that ball down there hasn't even been taken off the podium until Raided has been able to get his mitts around it. They're starting to put some points on the board. They only need 47, so they could even get that done in one run if they play their cards right.
They may just do that with Berserk having the snipe in hand as well. Could be done. Berserk, though, I don't know if he can do it. He was a little bit rusty at the start of this series. Doesn't connect there, unfortunately. One player in front. He does get the smackdown with that. Voltage, though, picking up the kill on Raided. Hef getting another one as well. Look at the no-scope, though. Just misses out on the double. Unfortunate. Points on the board here for Divine Mind. They do have 18 to the 1 of Team Immunity. Keen to see how this one's going to unfold. Again, it is going to be, we're only in round number 1. Immunity need 81, Divine Mind 47.
Yeah, and Divine Mind have done well to get a few points on the board early on, and Team Immunity struggling a little bit here. Hopefully all their connection issues are out, but something interesting, Josh, is that Beeson didn't go for a killing spree off the rip, uncharacteristic for him, but we are on board with Voltage currently. He looks and sees Berserk there. He's already down, and Flex Rain's double kill for Voltage. He might get rewarded with a camo kill. Triple kill for the old dinosaur, rewarded with a camouflage as well. And here he is. Team Immunity starting to put some points on the board, and that's just textbook Team Immunity. They get their picks, then they get some ball time.
15 points and rising here, and Voltage is on a tear. 6 and 3. Camo in hand. Hef holding down the ball in top tower right now. He may be no shield, but no problem for him right now. He's got the support of his team. Voltage out front, who's still going strong. Killing spree. Double kill right here. Taking the page out of Benno's book to pick up the double. Watch out for that snipe up in just a second. It will be vital to whoever can get it. Voltage walking out to instant death. Benno just setting the trap on this sniper. Will it be set? Yes, it will. There's one. Another one down there in key. Makes him down to one shot. He picks up the snipe. Oh, that was almost sick. Flex Rains. He felt the wind off that bullet. Benno going to be chasing him down. Ball reset, looking for the next victim of his scope. Connects with the body shot. Backing up wisely as Immunity are able to get away with the ball once again. Looking towards sandbags, waiting for the players to push on up. Looking for the information. He's got it. He knows one's at pillars. Whiffs two. The third misses. Doesn't matter. Hef cleans it up. Ball there waiting for him as 3 players of Divine Mind are down.
Yeah, and Benno running dangerously low on ammo. It doesn't matter. He's going to get a fresh bag full of BR ammo as he comes out of the respawn screen. Voltage trading out there. Divine Mind, they've got 24 points on the board. They only need 47. Team Immunity, they need a whole lot more. They need 81, but they have got the lead currently in this game. Double kill for Dante and some ball time for Team Immunity. I mean, Divine Mind, they're very close from being able to close this one out, but Team Immunity, they're bouncing right back.
Dante going big. Another 1v1 right here. Make it 2v1 as he's got the support of his teammate. Able to swap it out. You're going to see Beast in there. He gets cleaned up as well. Didn't spot the player coming through key, and he's going to be taken down 62 points. Remember, they need 81. 81 points is what Immunity needs. They're very, very close, guys. Only 11 points away right now. Dante able to still pick up more. 2 players down for Divine Mind. He's tagged up from behind. The call-out's going to go out. His teammate was 1 shot. Only 3 points remaining. Dante looking to wrap it up. And there we go. This will be the first round going to the guys on Team Immunity. Round number 2 is going to be up in just a second. If you are just tuning in, Dante, unfortunately, he lagged out in the first round when we tried to start this game. Then it was a continuation. Immunity needed 81, 47 for Divine Mind, and Immunity actually got that one. Now, it needs to be said, we need to address it, just the momentum change. You know, when you've got that reset, what kind of shifts? And you must be frustrated if you're Divine Mind right now.
Yeah, exactly right. That momentum, they had control of that game. And even if there was some connection issues and all that kind of thing, it does take the wind out of your sails a little bit. But here comes Divine Mind straight off the rip. Looks like Ali is about to go berserk because he's eager to get into the action. He does drop off that rip. Now on board with Benno. He scooped up that montage maker in his back pocket. We'll be looking for some faces. Flex Rain's not looking both ways as he crosses the street. Pops one into the back. Benno shut down. Beaston getting the better of him. Now he's, rather than going for that sniper, he's gone, nah, it's all about ball time, and he's rotated it away, Josh.
Which is what's, you know, really interesting to see from a player like Beaston. He's so aggressive, so fast. He's, you know, this ex-COD player. You would have expected him to go for the power weapon, but no. He does the right thing by the team. He gets the ball, brings it back to where they're spawning, and look, they're being rewarded already 20 points on the board.
Yeah, they're racking up points very quickly, and Berserk with the camo too. He is going to be so important for holding down the fort here. He's already found himself one. And just look at Divine Mind.
It's 12 kills to 2 off the rip here for Divine Mind.
Wow, Divine Mind making a big statement and saying, mate, that round reset previously, fluke. You know, not Luke, that was a fluke. And now they're on a 30-point run currently, and Team Immunity is struggling to even get on the board. Dante and Hef on the old goose.
Divine Mind angry as we start round number 2. Off to a brilliant start. 3 players were down though. Beaston getting repulsed, but it's not going to be enough. He does pick up Hef before being traded out. 36 points here to the 0 for Team Immunity in the first couple of minutes of this game. Being completely outslayed here though, Immunity by Divine Mind. Dante goes down, Flex sees the plasma in front, no fear, just going to be diving into that with that ball to keep it moving towards Garage. Nice little beatdown, but Hef picks up the double. Despite being down a couple of players, Berserk able to get away with the camo, but only for a second before he was dropped. Things go back to that frantic kind of mode here, Justin, as Team Immunity now have control of the ball once again.
Yeah, and Team Immunity's control of the power-ups is usually so strong, but we're seeing Divine Mind get back-to-back camos, which means they're really starting to pay attention to these things and making sure remote detonation from Raided, they're able to take out Dante. And you know what? Divine Mind, they're playing out of their skins right now. We are going to jump on board with Voltage, though, see if he can get his boys back into the game. Trying to repulse back Berserk. He does. Grabs a Mangler off the wall. Ready to help. Flex Rain's there. Weak. Doesn't even need to pick up the assist because Hef's got full control of it. Ball has been played and Voltage is there to scoop it up.
3 players down for Divine Mind, allowing Voltage to run forward, get the ball. They're back in the garage. Let's see what kind of setup they can get. There is going to be a player right on his heels. It's Beaston. Raiders out the front. You've got Beaston in the back. And together, they're going to make a Dante sandwich. It might have been Hef and Voltage going down there. Beaston holding on to the location here, just trying to defend this ball. He expected the 2 Immunity players rushing in, and here they are. Tries to repulse away. A little bit of a desperation play. It wasn't going to work out. Benno getting the kill there, and it is Immunity, this aggression coming out, and this is what you need to do. Fight fire with fire, and Immunity are learning that, and they're trying to bring that fire to Divine Mind. Now, with the team slayed out, Team Immunity desperately trying to get that ball away. Dante does it, gets the reset, which is fantastic.
Yeah, Dante rotating that ball all the way over to where the B stronghold sits in a position to play. Not only did he play the ball and reset. He was able to, you know, milk. I know it's the word of the day currently, Josh. It just keeps falling out of my mouth. And now Rated trying to grab that camo, but he had the repulsor. Little bit of a fumble here. Desperately trying to stay alive. Shields are flashing. He does look like he might be able to get away with it here. Rated doing so well, playing his life to perfection. Now he's got camo, Heatwave. What a dangerous combination. He's got the ball as well. He's got all the goodies, Josh.
Indeed he does. Heatwave camo combo. Hef falls for the bait. Tasty bait it was. Now grabbing the ball to get it out. I love that. Throwing it, jumping around while he still has that camo. He's going to run into Benno. Patient play. Shots out with a Heatwave. Benno's going to fall. Turns around behind him. Flex just went down, so he's looking to see where that player's coming from. It's right in front. Killing spree now. Voltage goes down. He's got Hef's number as well. Decides to try and turn and burn, and unfortunately, he does go down. 46 points to 21 here. Divine Mind racking them up once again as Berserk trying to hold that ball over on B.
Yeah, Raiders is going to have to wash his hands after these series from getting in there and doing all that dirty work for his squad. In Divine Minds, they've got a pretty good lead at the moment, about 30 points the difference. Dud bull kill for Rated. He's starting the heater. Looking at the stat lines, Josh, 14 and 6 for Rated, and now he's on the ball as well, rotating it around. They only need a few more points here to be able to take out this round and respond to Immunity's round 1 victory.
Rated trying to just keep this alive here for Divine Mind. Shots ran out fantastic there from Benno. Gets flex reigns. Ball drop, trying to jump out to support Dante. Waits for the shield to come back. Picks another one up. That's Berserk. There's going to be a player behind him, though. Benno desperately trying to get away with this ball. Jumps to the tower. He is going to hold it. Tagged up from behind, but from Flex. But he stays alive. There's a player over on the nest box as well. With a minute left, you're going to see Camo and Snipe coming up here. Flex range, going to be trying to attack Benno here. Benno still managing to stay alive. Gets that pre-nade out as well. And you can see here, Immunity, they're behind by 30 with a minute left on the clock. They may still get a comeback. Remember, guys, we saw Immunity go really, really strong in that previous round. They got the win. Divine Mind need to tie things up here. 70-40 your score. Berserk with the snipe. He goes down. Beastin charging out with that heat wave. Nice repulsor work. He's got that double kill and he's still hungry for more. Expect him to go down bottom, maybe work his way around with this heat wave. Hef in front of him, he spots one, gets the wingman, another as well. Here we go, he gets the assist. Beastin picking up another kill on Dante, and he's away with the ball. What can't this guy do? Yeah, he's very objective, efficient, and he gets kills, but then he just goes for it. And Beastin, 17 and 8. Rated 8, 17 and 8 as well. They're matching samesies, and now we're on board with Hef. Only 5 seconds to go. Divine Mind will be able to milk down the clock and take this one out, but Immunity grabbing the ball last minute, but it won't matter. Not enough time on the clock, and Divine Mind, now they are 1-1 in this oddball. This is what we love to see. This is what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen, as these Titans clash. We're 1-1 in the series, 1-1 in the oddball, and these guys are putting on a hell of a show. Rated, starting out strong, helping Berserk get the kill there on Dante. Beastin gets one as well. Teams trading out here. 3 players down for Divine Mind. It's going to be Immunity looking strong at the start of the 3rd round. We are, and now Hef with that heat wave, just shooting bullets through the doorway, just asking for trouble, asking for players to challenge me, challenge me, but it doesn't matter. Flex, now he's got all the goodies. I think he has Snipe as well as the heat wave and the oddball and the repulsor. He's just gone shopping across the map and collected everything into his basket, and now they're putting some points onto the board as well. But Benno, he's got that camo, Josh. Benno with the camo, he's been taking names. He's about to get another one. Beastin able to get away with his life. Flex range falling right in front of him, and now he's got the snipe. This is where we could see some magic. Hef, he's going to be pressured. Beastin coming in. Benno's got first shots. Beastin goes down. Benno looking for another one. He's got a double. Let's even go to town with this snipe as well. He's got the ball, keeping the dream alive. 3 players down for Divine Mind right now. Immunity with their whole squad. Hef out here guarding B. Benno at the big door, and he's still got this snipe as well. He's tagged up, backs off, composes, swaps the B out for the Mangler. He's got power weapons aplenty, looking out for these players. There's going to be a couple of players from behind. Misses that one, misses a second. Come on, let's go, Benno. Still got that Mangler. He wants to get away with his life, and I tell you what, I actually like the play there to back up. He is going to go in and just dip his toe in the water. You can see there, Heatwave versus Mangler. They both trade out, all things even. It's going to be Divine Mind here, racking up some points now.
You are 100% right, but we are on board with Dante now, and he's going in. He can't even clean up the kills, but because the assists are coming in that strong, looks like Rated able to play that ball to perfection, and 2 immunity players all the way on the ledge just watching that odd ball disappear. So Divine Mind, they might be in a better position to pick it up. Seeing the kill feed that Flex Range has just picked up a double kill, turning up for his squad. He's currently 7-3, and he's got that fresh camo too, and 37 points on the board for Divine Mind. They're starting to rotate that ball around, and the camo, but Flex, he does get picked up. There was a lot of BR scopes pointing on his face just then.
Indeed, there was. Hef picked up 2. Dante with another 3 players down for Divine Mind Immunity, looking to turn things around. Rated under pressure here at Nest, tries to repulse away. Dante's got his name. Hef desperately trying to get away himself. 2 players down for Divine Mind. Benno, no shield, backing up 2 players here from Immunity, desperately hiding behind the same box. You can see now trying to get hands on the ball. Dante's away. He's got this Mangler. He's going to be in the mid. He's going to get the smackdown, and thanks to Benno cleaning up that kill. 1 coming through the cuts. He gets dropped. Beaston managing to stay alive. Snipers up. Keep an eye on that. Beaston with that Mangler. Trading there, and everywhere we jump to, as good of observers as we've got, we're going to death and mayhem every which way. Team Immunity, Divine Mind, they're so equally footed right here. 10 points separate them here in round number 3 of this oddball. Beaston challenging the 2 Immunity players down low. Voltage gets dropped. 2 players of Divine Mind hot on the tail of Dante.
Yeah, Divine Mind, here they come. They're really starting to even up the scoreline currently. Now with Beaston here, looking for that player. A nice little bait and switch, but not smart enough for Beaston.
Benno got
challenging.
3.
Benno with the triple kill, challenging 1 shot as well. He wanted that clip. He's been working his way to an overkill. Not today, currently. And Team Immunity has just tied up the points and taken the lead. And look at Dante. He's poised, grabbing that fresh camo, poised to go on such a nice little run here. And it does look like here comes the push from Divine Mind. Rated coming in to take him out. Yet to get a kill on the board. There he is. He gets one, but he's got so many assists. Rated's kill participation cannot be underestimated. And there's a nice stick there from the Grave. Hef, he goes down as well. Anybody's game at this point, Josh. It is 1-1 in this oddball round and 1-1 in the series. Have to see out who comes out on top.
All 4 players from Team Immunity were down there for a moment. I'd love to jump over to Benno when he's off spawn. He just got taken down again. He was the leading slayer for the squad, as well as having the most objective, 86. Beaston, though, with this Mangler, gives the smack to Hef. Now Dante and Benno, the only ones left alive for Team Immunity. You can see there, Divine Mind only just in front. We're over with Benno. He's got the PP. He misses it. 1v1. He almost still came up on top anyway. Berserk having to run away with his tail between his legs after getting the little slap down there on Benno. Manages to recompose, get his shield back, and he's still able to defend Flex Range. He's over here getting this ball time. 75 points and climbing, ladies and gentlemen. This could be it. We're on the final stretch here for Divine Mind.
Yeah, we are on the final straight here for Divine Mind, putting in some lovely shots on board with Hef right now. Flex throwing that ball off the map. Really, Divine Mind, they only need 1 more strong setup and they're going to be able to put this one away. But Immunity in a better position to scoop to that ball off the spawn. And we know how quickly these points can rack up. And Beaston putting down yet another kill onto the board with Benno. He's got power weapons. He's very greedy boy with those goodies that spawn up onto the map, looking for another player. And there's one running straight out in front of him. Rated, never knew what hit him. Now launching
Benno.
those heat wave down that bowling alley. Strike 2 kills for Benno, yet another double kill. And there's that sniper right here. He is throwing that out for his BR, very comfortable with all the goodies. And look at that lead that Divine Mind has. It is starting to dwindle very quickly. Divine Mind, they've got a fragile lead at the moment. They can't afford any more missteps. And I think whoever wins this next exchange, this next push, might be able to put this one away, Josh.
Benno's got all the toys. Hef's got the ball. Snipe out. Hef needs to defend. The snipe comes out. You can see here, Benno, he wants to clean up that kill. He has forced Beeston to back up. He doesn't clean it up. Beeston picks up one. Hef returning fire, though. He's got the double kill and he's got the ball. He challenges Berserk as well, but it's too tough. Berserk gets to himself. Dante trying to return serve, and he does. Another player in front. It's raining Divine Mind players right here on Team Immunity, and they're raining on their parade. 2 points separate these teams right now with 1:20 on the clock. The ball is reset, and it's Benno. Of course it's Benno. 15-9 with 91 points
Here
objective as well. He's doing everything he can, but it's up against Beeston. Beeston falls as well. Voltage cleaning up that kill. Unbelievable stuff. He gets the ghost melee, follows it up with a second one, and can you believe it? With 1 point separating them, guys and girls, get me the vomit bag because this is sick.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I appreciate those puns. It's just amazing. At least someone else can throw
Well,
down.
I'm falling apart here.
At
I'm
the dad
falling-
jokes level, you're here. You can
Hold on to
rise
the collar.
it.
I'm losing it. This kind of gameplay we haven't seen in such a long time, and I'm so glad it's coming out here in the Super.
Yeah, and all of these, we saw throughout all the season of the Pro League and everything, there was a lot of 3-0s, and it's so nice that all the teams seem to be rising to the challenge and butting heads. It's so even right now. Divine Mind, they were so close to being able to close that one out, Josh. And looking at the stat lines, look at Beeston and Benno right into the 5-digit 10k damage. Unbelievable.
I cannot believe what's going on, guys. Benno, 37-30, 1:38 as the carrier.
And 7
a
double
triple
kills.
kill, 7 doubles, 3 perfects, and a partridge in a pear tree. He's got everything, this guy. Unbelievable stuff. He and the rest of Immunity really popping off where it counts, and you're going to see him a lot throughout these highlights.
Yeah, it's second day of Christmas. We are getting plenty of gifts underneath the tree here, Josh. And looking through some of the highlights, Benno, he was really catching fire, but he couldn't get Divine Mind over the line, and that's got to be frustrating for them. But Divine Mind, they seem to be going strength to strength. Immunity has remained strong and clutching things out, but Divine Mind, they seem to be getting the motor running a little bit. Nice little triple kill from Voltage there, but series ain't over just yet.
No,
2-1
it
in
is
favor
not.
of Immunity, and series ain't over. That's exactly what Divine Mind will be saying to each other. Boys, it's not over just yet. Let's put these old men into the dirt. It's funeral time.
Oh my God, there was so much going on throughout this game.
What
this
was this?
highlight package, you can make a montage just out of this one bloody map, I'm telling you. Between Divine Mind and Immunity, so much talent. We had everything in that game, including Ghost Melees as well. It was insane. Now we're going to have Immunity up 2-1 in this best-of-5 series. It's the winner's bracket semis. The winner of this series is going on to play the Chiefs to try and get into the grand final here, playing for that $20,000 first place prize. Insane. And it's crazy that that's even coming out of my mouth here for ANZ Halo.
No, it's just, that's a huge old bag of cash. Let's
It
not
is.
beat around the bush. You're going to need, 4
That's one of
people
those
to carry that
huge
out.
sacks with the dollar sign on it.
Yeah, it is. And they're going to be running away with it like the Hamburglar, Josh. But this series still going 2-1 in favor of Team Immunity. And there was a lot of predictions at Divine Mind. They were going to 3-0.
3-0, 3-1 is what I heard from a couple of our friends over there on the couch.
Some
I
analysts,
see-
huh?
I-
You know how those predictions.
I tell you what can I say, man? Whenever I predict something, it's usually the opposite. But Immunity, they do have a lot in the tank, it seems. 2-1 the score. How will Divine Mind fare going into map number 4? We'll just have to find out as we load that up now. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the chat. And of course, don't forget to send us your clips, send us your thoughts, send us whatever you like on Twitter with that hashtag HCS Super. We'll see it, we'll feature it here on the broadcast. Until then, let's get this started. Map number 4 Strongholds here on recharge. We're on with Rated, watching it from his point of view as they try and contest for that camo, as we always do at the start of this map.
No, you do. I love this opening scrap over who gets that power arm. Does look like Immunity has come out on top with that. Benno scampering away with that one. Just getting in and doing the dirty work and able to still utilize some kills. He is taken down. Such an important kill for Divine Mind to shut that one down. And Dante, he's the sword king on this map. Every single time we watch him, he's got that. Here we go. He did decide to put in his back pocket and say, I'll just take him out with a BR. I'll save those swipes for later. But now he's stalking into gold with that sword. He will have it pulling out. And Berserk, better watch out because Dante's coming for you. Doesn't matter. It looks like the team nade came through. He jumped on his team plasma that came through the window there, Josh, I think.
Yeah, that was just a little more than unfortunate for Dante. But with all that said, it's Immunity off to the races with a triple cap. But B and C both simultaneously falling right now to Divine Mind. Hef and Co, they do get the reset over there on C. So points being racked up for Team Immunity. And they're going for the triple on B once again. Benno's got this. Oh my God!
He gets it anyway!
If he can't do it on the first one, he gets it on the second. Shockwave in the back pocket as well. Gets the assist. No way he's still alive. He finally falls. But what an exchange there you had between Team Immunity and Divine Mind. It's so hard to follow. Absolute chaos here on this map.
It is, and throughout all of that, Benno going huge there. It didn't matter because Divine Mind, they took map control of that. Now they're putting points onto the board for the red team. On board with Rated, the assist coming in. Benno coming to sort him out here, but Rated doing well to use his cover. He goes down. Now with Berserk, he's already capping up that C stronghold, and he can have a look over the camo as it spawns up, doing everything at once, putting some shots across map. Benno with another camo there. Hef being so annoying with voltage in the B hill. Now Berserk doesn't know what to do, almost getting the better of Benno there with that camo, and they're trying to sort out that player. Benno, what is he going to do, Josh? He doesn't do it, does he? He stays alive.
Yeah, I have no idea how Benno survived all of that, but he does manage to do so. Still with camo and with the Mangler. Patient play is coming out. 40 to 27, points being racked up here by Divine Mind. Benno biding his time, taking down one. He's going to be called out immediately, but not before he gets the double kill and the killing spree. Caps B as well. Vital plays coming out here from Benno, and he's going to be challenged right here on B. He's got the support of his teammate. That's going to be a player there with his shock rifle. Didn't get to see who it was. However, Team Immunity very well placed right here. The long-range Mangler shot's coming out. He drops it, picks it back up. Berserk challenging B. Benno falls back behind the pillar. This should be a kill, and indeed it will be. Berserk falls, and Benno still holding down B. This is my land as he gets a double kill. Finally falls after what feels like an eternity. Benno did so much work there for Team Immunity.
Yeah, simply just can't stop talking about him. 12-3 for Benno, by the way, and for those keeping score at home, which is almost as many kills as the entire Divine Mind roster right now. And they do have Team Immunity, they've got a fragile lead at the moment, about 33 points. But Divine Mind, they're not out of things just yet. They seem to be playing very consistently, but here's that triple cap for Team Immunity. Divine Mind on the back foot pretty heavily. They're going to try and stem the bleeding. They've got a tourniquet around their bleeding leg, capping over the C stronghold, but Immunity straight back to take it from them.
The tourniquet on Divine Mind turned into a noose as they went down 4 players, and now Team Immunity get that triple cap once again. They've cracked triple digits here, and Benno's got that camo once again, this time with the Disruptor. He might surprise us here as he goes on in. Voltage, he's running point. Player up top. Here he goes, ringing out a few shots and a beatdown later. He gets the double kill. Yet another killing spree for the GOAT here in ANZ. He's looking for flex range as well. He doesn't want to waste his camo. Look at this. No sprinting, no rush play. Just doing the work here. Justin getting another kill. Following up, there's Berserk. He managed to sail up. Will he die? He might.
He did.
He did.
Berserk got him.
I was waiting for the shock to come in.
He can bleed. He does spend time in the respawn screen every now and then. Maybe just scratch his nose a little bit. 18-4. Ridiculous on the side of Benno. But now Divine Mind, their last stand. And, you know, Team Immunity, they only need one more map. Divine Mind, they need to do something now. This game hasn't left them just yet. Rated with some nice shots on the Dante. Not able to finish off that kill. The grenades come in. He is able to finish him off. But that scoreline is really starting to bloat out in favor of Team Immunity. Divine Mind struggling just a little bit. Benno with a perfect double kill. Yet another one.
He nasty with it, man. He's going to be going for more as well. Benno, 20 kills, 20 and 4 with 7 assists, going huge here. Absolutely huge. More, double anyone else in the lobby here when it comes to kills. He's just going off here in this game up against Divine Mind, and he's still going strong. Rated falls. He drops the shock rifle. He needs to back up Voltage. Shocks out on Beast, and there's 2 players here. He might clean up both for another double kill. Wisely backing off. Too many nades. Picks up 1. Beaston's still below. Where is he? He smells him. He drops down. It's going to be Dante to pick up the kill, though, and Benno runs off, looking for more blood in the water still. They are down, though, at the moment, but Benno, he knows the perfect timing of these camos. Unfortunately, Flex Reigns, he's all over it, and finally shuts down the animal that was Benno. Wow, what a run.
What a run. And Divine Mind, they have got 2 strongholds, so they are going to be racking up a few points here, but they've got quite a deficit to make up. And, you know, the thing that they need to do, they've got to shut down Benno. He is just putting on a clinic currently. Flex Reigns, he does go down. Beaston, he's a player that can catch fire. We're going to need a full-on bushfire for this player right now if he's going to bring in his team into it. And Divine Mind, they only have a couple of strongholds here. They are losing them to Team Immunity. Mangler in hand for Beaston, going to clear out this stronghold. Benno trying his best to stay alive, but Beaston coming out on top now. And here he is, going to cap this A stronghold. The pressure coming in, putting that player down. A lot of X's. 4 down for Team Immunity. Triple cap for Divine Mind. Here they come, Josh.
I thought this was the final straight here for Team Immunity, but Divine Mind with a triple cap of their own. And this might be the momentum shift that Divine Mind needed. Remember, guys, the series score is 2-1. Immunity are in front. If they win this game, they're off to the winners bracket final to face the Chiefs. But Beaston has something to say about that with a killing spree. He's chasing down 1 despite being no shield as well. They're doing the dance around each other. The repulsor comes out. Fantastic play. Beaston coming out on top, and he's still teasing with this C-cap right here. Another player challenges. Voltage goes down from behind, and Beaston somehow still alive, and the triple cap still in play. Divine Mind are now only behind by 10.
Wowee, Divine Mind, they were just playing with their heartstrings, Josh. Here they come. They've got the triple cap, and they are maintaining so much pressure on Immunity. Beaston going absolutely huge for his team. He's got 17 kills. Currently, triple cap still in effect for Divine Mind, and they've taken the lead. Immunity, they would double their scoreline at some point, but Divine Mind, they've completely taken over this game. They've just ticked over into 200 points mark. They're only about 40 points away from being able to take this one away, Josh.
They were down by a minute. They were down by 60 points. And you could see Divine Mind held a triple cap from what was 100 points all the way up to 220. They're now in front. They still have control of B and C. Ladies and gentlemen, we might still have a series on our hands here as Divine Mind pulling out the comeback of the century here against Team Immunity. We need to pull something out as we get to the pointy end here. Hef, 6 and 15. Yes, he's got monster assists.
That's a lot of
17 assists. That's a whole bag of assists. But he needs to get the kills. That said, Team Immunity back in front, 170 to 240. Divine Mind looking like they were about to finish things off. But no, Team Immunity come back, and we've still got this game on our hands. A and B, though, both being captured right now from Divine Mind. Berserk looks like he'll get B. C falls as well. Triple cap to finish things off. Divine Mind are going to be taking this to map number 5 here, ladies and gentlemen, up against Team Immunity. 250 to 177, your final score. Rewind about 2 minutes, and we were about to wrap things up. We actually had this said Immunity already. It was done. I'm kidding. They're too good for that. But basically, I was there. I was already mentally there. But Divine Mind, What a comeback.
Yeah, we already, checking our list. I'm like, yep, Immunity take this game. But nah, Divine Mind slapped that list out of our hands and went, no, it ain't over until it's over. Mounted a huge comeback and showed that they can be just as clutch as the Immunity roster. And looking at some of these stat lines here, and we know that Rated and Beaston went huge that game. Look at Rated's damage dealt there, 5,400. But Benno, how many wheat picks is he doing? He's got to have at least 12 double-digit wheat picks for him, because he dropped down 7k damage that game.
Benno was playing some of the best Halo he's ever played. He just couldn't bring it together with the rest of his squad, though, unfortunately. And what was really insane for me is that Divine Mind felt like they couldn't get a foot in the door to victory. And then what happened is they bust down the door, come charging in. They kicked Immunity out. Now they're squatting in the victory house right now as they took down that map. I couldn't believe it. And you see here as we go through the highlights, it's just going to be a Benno highlight reel until right at the end when you see down the bottom, you're going to see A, B, and C all lit up red, and Divine Mind have a whole 100 and something points uncontested with a triple cap.
Yeah, and you know what? Divine Mind,
look at the score, 140 to 40.
It's ridiculous. Despite how Benno has been playing, Divine Mind was still able to take that one out. So if Benno has to do that to even keep his team in contention, what's going to happen if Benno has, and dare I say it, everyone prepare themselves, Benno has a bad game, what happens?
Yeah, well, maybe we'll find out. I definitely hope for their sake it's not going to be game number 5. I just want to call out, it was 160 to 100 with Immunity in front. And then it took about a minute to a minute and a half for that 160 to 100 to turn into 220 to 160 with Divine Mind in front. Just what a tilt there. It was crazy to see. And that, of course, is going to take us to game number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, tell you what, I'm absolutely psyched we're going there. These two juggernauts of the ANZ region, Divine Mind and Team Immunity. You've got the has-beens in Team Immunity up against this new blood of Divine Mind, thinking that they are cemented in second place and contesting for first against the Chiefs. Immunity seem to have something to say about that. If they do, they're going to have to pull something out. Benno's going to need to be firing. And for me, the X factor going into a Slayer is going to be Hef.
You think so?
I think so. He seems to be struggling a little bit picking up those kills. Then again, I mean, if he's dropping like 17 assists per game, maybe it's the others that just need to clean it up. If he's doing the rest of the work.
We're talking about this on the Uber on the way in, about the Chiefs with Madsy and Barcode. And it's like, the Slayers and Pips not picking up as many kills. But how can you kill anyone when they're in the respawn screen? All right, Benno comes in, double kills everyone. How is Hef meant to get anything? It's like, share a little bit. Benno's been a little bit
Hef maybe just making Benno look good, which is probably what he's been doing.
He goes in, it's like, two bursts, he's over there, Benno, couple of bursts, move on to the next one.
I think he's been making him look good for about 10 years. He'd probably say that if we were talking to him. We'll have to find out, but we are going to be getting set up for map number 5. It is going to be Streets Slayer, and there's no better way for me to finish this one off. I love me some Streets, and if we're going to be finishing off on a Slayer, let it be here. Divine Mind versus Team Immunity. One of these teams will be going on to face Chiefs in the winners bracket final here of the 50k HCS ANZ Super. This is the largest prize pool, the biggest event we've ever had here for Australian and New Zealand Halo. If you can't tell, I'm absolutely psyched, and we're going to be getting into one hell of a game right now, and we're kicking things off here with Berserk.
Yeah, Berserk, my boy Ali, looking to cement his name, put a star on Hollywood Boulevard, ANZ Halo, doing everything that he can to apply pressure to this Spanker launcher here. Those rockets just sitting there, going up, getting in there and doing the dirty work. Berserk managing to grab one in a 2v1 situation. Beaston getting away there, not even a tickle onto his shields. Here comes the collapse to pick up those rockets. Not sure who managed to grab them. 4-1 in favor of Team Immunity right now. And we talked about the fact that, Benno's been carrying pretty hard in the kills department. Divine Mind, they've been pretty consistent across all 4 of them. And sometimes that's what you need in a Slayer game to put things away. Benno, yet another double kill. Just leave that medal permanently on his screen, I think.
Beaston has started every game with at least a few kills, and he's off to a 0 and 2 start with no assists. Meanwhile, Benno, 2 kills, 2 assists, and only 1 death. We need to call that out. And Beaston falls again. 3 players down, in fact, as Voltage picks up a triple kill. Overkill potential. Can he get it? He wanted it so bad. I think I wanted it more. He does get shot from behind. Flex range picks him up. But Voltage, 7-2 off the start. The man was angry after the controversy earlier in the night. They wanted their placing. They know they can do it. They can take it all the way to the grand final. And with gameplay like this, they may just do that. 15-5. Your scoreline here, ladies and gentlemen, with Beaston, 0-5. Again, I call him out, not because he's going bad. He's not a bad player, but he's popping off every game until now. And Immunity are shutting him down before he can even take a step.
Yeah, Beaston, he's got to fire himself up. I mean, you know, slap some water on his, like, slap his face with his own hand. He's got to get back into this game. He does get one onto the board now, on board with Flex Reigns, and he grabs himself a kill. 17-9 currently. Divine Mind, they're hanging on by a thread currently. That scoreline, they can't afford to let it bloat out anymore. We haven't hit that halfway point yet, Josh. Maybe we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. There's still plenty of time, and plenty of time for Rated to pick himself up a couple of kills. 8 kills the difference right now. Beaston, a little one-shot cleanup there. 7 points the difference currently. And now we're going to have to look to Beaston to pull things back. He was 0-5, now 4-5 currently. This is anybody's game now, I think.
Indeed, it will be 20-14. Your scoreline right now, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it, trading kills in the kill feed. Dante and Hef both picking up kills. Beaston, he's trying to get one, but he's tagged from behind. 2 players right there. He gets the killing spree by taking down Dante before he's dropped. 24-16 your score. Halfway to victory here for Team Immunity.
Yes, and now we have Hef with that Bulldog in his back pocket as well. Plenty of help from Voltage here, picking up one, and they're just trading out kills at this point. Berserk backing Hef down. He's in under a lot of pressure, jumps out, challenges Berserk, puts him into the respawn screen. 28-18. It just seems every time Divine Mind starts to bring things back, Immunity just pushes back that lead out to 10 or 8 kills.
29-21, Divine Mind doing what they can to bring it back. What is going through their heads? What's the comms like? Let's find out in this vital game. We're going to listen in with Divine Mind.
I'm good, Ali. I'm good. Dry, hit back tower, Dry.
Go, yeah, go. On you, Jake.
Arcade, weak.
Trade.
Arcade one shot. Hef.
Back tower.
Push him.
Watch your mid.
Nice trade.
You're on your own, Dry for a second.
Come dry.
We're coming, Dry, live, bro. Party's up, nice.
One tires weak, Benno.
Are you tired? And Eagle.
I'm bottom mid.
One shot, touch back tower. One shot, bank, bro.
Dude, one tires as well. Fuck. We're losing our individual battles, boys.
Yeah, we're just.
It's
Tires are rockets, one shot, rockets. One shot rockets.
Yeah, I think he went con. Yeah, he's like two on tires. Absolute PD as well.
Still tires.
Does he have rockets? Yes. Watch out, fellas.
Can you guys live? I'm pushing out here. Watch out my bank.
I hear you, bank.
Watch flowers.
Back dead.
Watch out bank.
Are you bank?
Tires, last guy.
We heard the frantic comms coming from Divine Mind. You could see them. You heard them. They're recomposing. They're calling out what's wrong. They know what they need to do. They're only 7 behind. Let's now go to the Team Immunity camp and hear from them as they need 15 more kills.
Weak players.
One shot for the middle, one shot statue.
Top 8, flex weak.
Yeah,
Wake in heaven.
Push me, flowers.
One shot, he's dead.
Nice.
Back,
Okay.
one shot.
Okay,
Absolute top A, watch top. Yeah, I'm just
Two. Nice.
Good try, Lucky.
I'm pushing.
Yeah,
I'm
here.
pushing bottom middle.
I'm here with you, bro. They're already commando.
Red, one shot.
Yeah.
Nice, another one.
Pick a tap. Well, I got
Okay,
one
yeah,
two on him.
Trade.
I got 3 on him. One shot top. I got him. Nice. Someone coming back up. I got naded, bro.
Live.
No one in tickets yet. Where they spawning?
Where we
They're gonna
spawn.
be.
Calm, collected, smooth, soothing to the soul. The comms coming out of Team Immunity, they are sounding strong. They have concrete foundation as they're looking to finish this off. Benno picks up a double kill yet again. Beaston trying to shut that down. Immunity only needs 6 more kills, Justin.
6 kills to go for Team Immunity. Divine Mind, their hashtag danger zone, big time Mavericks of the scene. Benno putting some nice shots here. This is going to be the last rocket launcher of the game. game. And look at this, Benno just launching through. He wants to get things going. 46-36. Team Immunity so close to being able to put this one away, Josh, but Divine Mind holding on for dear life.
The Rockets are up. Flex was one shot. He gets dropped though, which means the Rockets are going to be down at ATM. 47-37 points here. Stalker rifle in the hands of Dante. Who's got the Rockets? Beeston might have got away with it. You can see here, final points being racked up here by Team Immunity. Divine Mind desperately trying to stay alive. There's the Rockets. Beeston has them in hand, but you can see there only 1 point required for Team Immunity to make it into the grand final. It's going to be Voltage, the Dino, the man, the myth, the legend to finish things off here. 50-39. Team Immunity, the juggernauts, the champions of the region, the #1 team in Australia and New Zealand for many years. The old heads, the washed guys, they've made it here to the grand final. Oh, excuse me, the winners bracket final. Probably the grand final here of the ANZ Super. I see these guys. I'm riding the wave over here, Justin. Insane stuff. I'm riding the energy, and the Immunity guys must be maybe almost as pumped as I am.
Old but not obsolete. Team Immunity clutching that one out. Game 5 situation, and anyone that was predicting a swift 3-0 in favor of Divine Mind, eat your heart out, because the boys in Team Immunity aren't done just yet. That's got to be a heartbreaker for those Divine Mind boys that had their sights set on #1, but Immunity so strong in, man. This is Immunity of old. They're showing up.
Divine Mind, this has got to be one of the biggest upsets I think we've seen in competitive Halo for quite a while. Team Immunity, they took the distance. They took them to the distance here against Divine Mind. Map #5, and they was, what amazes me, Justin, is how strong they started. They went out firing, as we saw here at the beginning of this game. It was 10-4. Beeston had 0 kills. Triple kill to Voltage off the break, and he almost got the overkill.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, right? And it just seemed that Divine Mind, apart from that first game, struggled to really go on a massive run and that Strongholds game. But Team Immunity were just consistently applying pressure, and Benno creating so many opportunities with double kill after double kill after double kill. But even in that last Slay game, we saw Voltage proving why he's the apex predator that stalks the lands.
Unbelievable stuff. We're getting so hyped over here. I'm so glad we got to witness that. Guys on the couch, let us know what you think, because for me, that was some really insane gameplay. Immunity winning it in Game 5. Luke, I don't think any of us saw that coming.
I think all we can say is we're speechless, we're surprised, we're excited, we're elated. Everything coming out of this series here from Team Immunity and Divine Mind. I don't know what these guys have done today, but they've decided to put on a whole banger of a tournament for us. They have gone to Game 5s game after game, and now they're coming back here. They've secured themselves a top 3 finish, bare minimum, at the ANZ HCS Super. That's $6,000 already in the pocket of Team Immunity. They're not going to stop here.
It's a big cash boost, and we were talking earlier, and we were being asked, you know, who do we want to see play in the next series, and may as well admit, we straight up thought Immunity weren't going to win this, and they would definitely be heading down to the elimination bracket. And instead, I predicted them to lose 3-0. I'll put my hand up.
I called it 3-2, baby.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
100% of the time, I am correct, and everybody should remember that.
Yeah, I'm happy to put my hand up and say I got that completely wrong, but I love to see it. Seeing those Immunity guys back in this spot where they, you know, they held for so long. And we need to chat about Benno, because the numbers he's putting up, at what point do we start to put him in the conversation for, you know, best in Oz? Because he was for so long, and we know Barcode's taken that title now, but the numbers he's putting up, he's going to soon start to be able to lay claim to that as well.
It's nutty. I need to know his sensitivity. I need to know what kind of controller he's using. I need to know what undies he's wearing. I need to know how many wee picks he has in the morning, what time he wakes up, what time he goes to bed, because that man is onto something here in Halo Infinite. But lads, let's go have a look at our championship bracket. We are getting towards the pointy end of the Saturday here, and this is how our winners bracket has looked. The Chiefs were the only ones who put an egg on the board up against BBR, being able to send them down 3-0. Everybody else right now is coming in clutch, and I think the big thing for us, Bluey, 3-2 for Immunity across the entirety of tonight. These guys have played more Halo than anybody else so far.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, these guys have gone the mile, and especially, like, it's surprising to see, because don't generally like the retirement homes make them have to go to bed by a certain time.
They shut the internet off.
Yeah, exactly. So now, like,
Got
they're
the
just letting
dongles
them
plugged in and everything.
Clearly, everyone who works at the home is watching them play and saying, like, we can't shut them off now. They're on an absolute roll. It's fantastic to see, you know, a great call from you, Fluke. I'll say, you know, you said that Immunity were going to come out on top of this. I was saying that, man, I hope we go to a game 5, but I'm not sure we'll get it. And of course, now they have Immunity have everything to fight for. Them going up into that upper bracket now, like, now they really have to put on a show.
It's nutty. The fact that Immunity have been able to send a shock into our systems, the fact that we didn't even talk about it was a full 5-game series between the boys of the Direwolves and BBR. Absolutely gnarly stuff. By the way, those of you who are paying attention, it went towards the Slayer 50-44 in that final match. So congrats to the Direwolves getting themselves a top 4 finish here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to round out the rest of our top 4. Divine Mind going down in a Game 5 clincher. They're going to have to back it up one more time here because they're going to be fighting for their top 4 slot up against the Demons. So for the final time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a quick break. On the other side of this, more Super.